Hello. Okay. This one will be good. You ready or what?
Yep.
You got your stuff going on?
Get my makeup on.
Jeep hat man.
Fix my hair.
Put your comb in your back pocket. You good?
Yeah.
Do we need,
Put the moose away.
do we get the makeup artist? Can we get a little shiny here?
Makeup. Every single time.
Right here. Listen, just quick before we shoot. Today, Blur. Now, have you ever heard of? Have you heard Blur before?
I've heard of the song Blur.
I don't.
I see Blur when I take my glasses off. Everything's blur.
Wow, I'm like that. Early '90s.
Wait a minute. They sang song 2.
Exactly.
I know Blur from that song.
Exactly.
They're a rock out song. Yeah.
Rock out song. So they're in that '90s Britpop thing in that time period. But the cool thing about Blur is their lead singer is Damon Albarn. He went on to form the virtual band Gorillaz.
Okay.
Blur, awesome '90s band, like Matt Bellamy and Muse.
Mm-hmm.
You have Ryan Tedder in One Republic, Liam Gallagher, Damon Albarn. You have certain lead singers of bands that are just like really good artists that keep working with other in collaborations because they're just above kind of the rest.
Okay.
So Blur's lucky enough to have Damon Albarn leading them in that same kind of way. Just total genius, really cool. So we're going to do a live performance of She's So High.
Okay.
This should be epic.
All right.
You ready?
Yes, I am.
Let's go.
It's called She's So High.
Some of that.
I see her face every day. I see her face. It doesn't help me to see her face every day. To see her face. It doesn't help me. She's so high, she's so high, she's so high. I want to crawl all over her. She's so high, she's so high, she's so high. I want to crawl all over her. I think of her every day. I think of her. It doesn't help
A little more chill.
to think of
Pace kind of slow.
every day. To think of her. It doesn't help me. She's so high. She's so high. She's so high. I want to crawl all over her. She's so high. She's so high.
bass.
She doesn't help me. She doesn't help me. She doesn't help me. She's so high. She's so high. She's so high. I want to crawl all over her. She's so high. She's so high. She's so high. I want to crawl all over her.
I think the drummer had like a David Letterman late night t-shirt on.
Thank you.
You know, to me, they kind of border on at that time, like the grunge rock scene, almost. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. The thing is, in the U.S., we were having grunge and stuff, but over there, I don't mean to say that, like over there, it was less rock, grungy, more the Britpop, rock pop. I always put like a 60s twinge on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't get like Blur's other stuff does get into more poppy kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. If you want to see more, make sure you like, subscribe, and even comment.
You're good at that. You got the good words for that. Subscribe and do all the stuff. You sound really good.
Well, I've been told that I have a face for radio. There you go.
Enough said. Again, we keep getting phone calls today. Who's calling us? Where are you?
How'd you get this number? Who it is?
Right. Call-in show coming soon.
Right.
But their music was just more. I don't want to say that. I can't be saying their music because their music's their music. Our music is ours, and they're like you're over there when they're talking about us, and I want to do the same thing.
Well, Blur's music.
Blur's music, yeah. It was just more lighthearted and fun than what we were dealing with in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
But I would put it in the same category. I would say alt rock.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah,
our
I guess the
alternative rock.
definitions are different in different countries.
I mean, I like their stuff better. Yeah. In that time period, let me say that again. In that time period, early 90s, when you have this melancholy rock stuff with Pearl Jam and Alice in Chains and Nirvana, right? Soundgarden, all that stuff. It was way more intense in rock than I think the early 90s stuff that was going on in the UK.
Oh.
So Blur is an example of that.
Yeah.
Not that they weren't popular in the US, they were.
Right.
It was just a little different vibe in the rock scene. And so...
Yeah, no, I hear you. This is actually the third Blur song I've heard.
Okay.
I can't remember the second one, but it was so different than Song 2. Song 2 is absolutely banger, party.
Woohoo!
You know, yeah, I mean, it's just you just go all out. And the second one was something in the park or something like
Park
that.
Life?
Yeah.
Park Life.
Yeah, so different.
And that's retro.
Yeah.
It sounds 60s, right?
Yeah, and then this
Park
one,
Life.
different.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I mean, they like to keep mixing it up, and that's great, you know, to push the boundaries of again, I guess they don't want to be stuck in one genre either.
Yes. But what I think Blur does really good is they have... You good there, Rick?
Yeah.
Is this British sense of humor that they have in their music
Mm-hmm.
that is lost on the American market.
Sure.
Sometimes our stuff's too serious.
Yeah.
Like there's a band called Madness.
Mm-hmm.
That was ska, two-tone. They have this British sense of humor and stuff in their music that people in the comments always laugh like Americans just don't get this.
Yeah.
And I don't, but at least I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, you can't, I mean, if you're not part of that culture, you can't be familiar with that humor. Yeah.
Stuff's going to go, woo!
Right.
And
right.
Blur's kind of like that. But I don't care. I'm here for the music, man.
Mm-hmm.
Here for the music. But Damon Albarn, he just fascinates me, man. If you can be in the music industry that long,
Mm-hmm.
something about it. You can change. And like Gorillaz have had big hits in the United States. It's just like you talk about the evolution of artists.
Mm-hmm.
I think Damon Albarn is a really good example.
Well, it
of
takes
that.
a special someone to really have that kind of staying power, because the music industry in and of itself is incredibly brutal.
Brutal.
So you don't have to just have talent, but you got to have smarts in all the other areas,
It'll
and
tear
be
you
willing to
apart.
collaborate and all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you gotta give it up. I mean, 3 decades, 4 decades, however long you're in it, and you're like still coherent in your own mind.
What do you mean? like Ozzy isn't coherent anymore?
Enough
I mean,
said.
the thing is, he can sing and you can still understand him. But when he starts to talk, I'm sorry. It must be the accent. I have a hard time with it.
He can sing, but he just can't speak very well coherently.
Yeah,
I don't want to say that.
I know.
But obviously it shows you how it takes a lot out of you.
Right.
So if you can be relevant 3 decades later,
Exactly.
wow, kudos.
Yeah.
And I like Blur because there's a lot of fun. And for the U.S., maybe some music we have maybe take itself too seriously. I like kind of the lightheartedness of Blur, especially in their lyrics and just having fun on stage. This is a good vibe.
Yeah. I think from an American standpoint, I don't know. I may be venturing out on a limb here. But I think Americans love niches. And as long as you stay in that niche, you'll be loved. But if you try to stay relevant, which means growing beyond the niche,
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my own personal opinion. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's kind of how I see things.
I agree with you. I would agree with you. I think Americans are real stubborn when it comes to things they like in the music industry. And if you do venture outside of that, people are gonna give you grief for it.
Yeah, but God love us Americans.
We're such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I was going to say, because who will?
No one. No one. We're like on an island alone.
Yeah.
But see, look, those watching the show, hopefully understand and get that even though we are Americans, we're also music fans.
Yep.
And the one thing we are not is going to be stubborn about our music or arrogant about it. It's important to us. Trying to show love to music outside of the United States, it's legit. We're curious, and we know who we are as Americans.
It's
We
like,
can laugh at ourselves.
yeah, it's like Liam Neeson said when he was Qui-Gon Jinn in one of the Star Wars movies, when the little ship that goes under the water is almost eaten by a fish, and a bigger fish eats that fish, and he says, there's always a bigger fish.
Always a bigger fish.
We're not the be-all, end-all, and we're in hopes of discovering more talent that's yet in the world.
Absolutely. Blur Today, She's So High. That was a fun tune.
It was.
That was a fun tune. And man, these bands are getting huge ass crowds.
I know. Do you guys even work? I mean, is all you guys do is just go to music festivals?
I think they're more devoted than we are, man.
Might have to move over there.
If you did, you'd have this music lifestyle. You'd just hop from festival to festival.
I know.
That'd be a blast.
That'd be so cool.
To see a concert at Wembley Stadium, what a treat. To see Blur, 1999, to go back in time. That really, those moments in times are awesome. And I kind of miss going to big concerts like that.
Thing about Blur, you look at it now.
Yeah.
In hindsight's not a blur. It's 2020.
Are you trying to be like eloquent on the show now?
No.
Is that what you're trying to do?
It's the Asian coming out in me, the Asian philosopher.
I would say bring more of your wisdom to the show, man.
Maybe I should grow that mustache, like, right there.
If you want to be a
Give me the
cliche
look.
like that.
Take my shirt off, look like Buddha. No, I am not going to do that. This is a family-friendly show. We don't do that.
I'm okay with the mustache, though.
Not at all.
I don't know. Let's see. What do people think? Maybe they want John to wear a mustache. Hey, they said that the poll said that. Yes.
You can do a poll.
I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to put a poll out. To John grow a mustache.
All right.
Not me. John.
It's going to have to be the 70s style.
That's what I'm talking about.
Drive a white panel van.
I'm doing it. But if you get the yes, got to do it.
Yeah. All right.
You put yourself out there like that?
If the votes come in overwhelmingly, yes, I will grow the stash.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time on the show.
Thank you.
Bye.
Man, I can't believe you put that out there.